For today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 4 remaining wooden roller coasters that opened in the year 2000 that are still operating. Believe it or not, even though there were a lot of coasters that opened this year, only 4 still remain. A lot of the other ones were failures, were RMC'd, or their parks closed down. I might do another video talking about these, but for today's video, I'm just going to talk about the 4 that are still operating. I have ridden 2 of the 4. The first of these coasters I'm going to be talking about is one that I have not ridden. This is Balderdash at Lake Compounce in Connecticut. This looks like a great ride. I'll definitely get around to riding it one day. It goes to the trees. It looks like an amazing coaster, and it's definitely pretty underrated. It's one of many coasters that CCI built in 2000. Why I think it survived is, well, for one, it was a very successful ride, and it's not at the most major of a park, so unless the only reasons it would really get removed is if it ended up not being a good ride, or is if the park closed down, and neither of those happened. So that's why I think it survived. Like at a bigger park, they might have decided to build something else newer to replace it, but that's not going to happen at Lake Compounce. The next coaster I'm going to be talking about is the other coaster on this list I have not ridden. This is Lightning Racer at Hershey Park. Also, this is the only coaster on this list built by GCI. This coaster is mostly known for having 2 sides and it dueling, and it does look like a fairly good ride, but I can't say for sure because I have not ridden it. I'll definitely go to Hershey Park someday, and I'll definitely ride this. It looks like a pretty good ride. I'm definitely excited for it. Why I think it was able to survive is being one of the more quality wooden coasters that was built in 2000. Like, while Hershey Park could RMC it, it's not like an obvious priority for them. Like, it's not bad enough that it needs it or anything. And also, Hershey Park, they have been able to add other new coasters such as Skyrush and Candemonium without needing to remove a coaster like a Lightning Racer. The next coaster in this video is one that I have ridden, and it's the second CCI on this list. This is the Legend at Holiday World. CCI built a lot of coasters in 2000, and it was bound that at least a few of them would survive. This is a coaster I really enjoy riding, and it's in my top 25 coasters. I really enjoy the laterals, and I think it's all around a great ride, even though some enthusiasts don't really like it. One of the reasons I think it's been able to survive is Holiday World just having a love for its wooden coasters and taking good care of them. I think that's really prolonged the lifespan, and hopefully this can survive for at least a few more years. Another reason I think it's been able to survive is the removal of the Gerstlauer trains. Unlike the next coaster on this list, this coaster does not have its Gerstlauer trains anymore that it started with. It now has PTC trains. I think if they would have kept the Gerstlauer trains, a lot of park guests would complain about the ride being uncomfortable and called for its removal, and I think that's one of the big reasons that it's been able to survive. Also, some people say this could be getting RMC'd in the next few years. While I do think that's a possibility, I don't think it's very likely. I don't really know if Holiday World would want to get rid of one of their woodies, and I also don't really know if they would be willing to work with RMC. The last coaster that opened in the year 2000 that's a wooden coaster that's still operating is one in my home park, and it's also the third coaster of these 4 that was built by CCI. This is the Boss. This is like one of my favorite coasters, even though it isn't in my top 10, just because it's the best coaster in my home park. And while I haven't ridden it that many times due to it being closed a lot, and even when the park isn't that busy, it sometimes randomly gets a long line. So hopefully, well, I was hoping to ride a lot more this season, but now it's going to be a much shorter season. I'm not sure how many rides I was going to be able to get. My goal was going to be 100 for the season, but I don't really know if that's going to happen anymore. 50 might be a lot better of a goal, especially since it usually closes in early October for this season. I'm really glad this was able to survive because it's at my home park, and my Six Flags St. Louis would be a lot worse of a park if it wasn't there. I think the Gerstlauer trains do make it a lot worse of a ride, and that definitely has hurt it a little bit. But I do think that one of the reasons it's been able to survive is it is one of the more popular coasters in the park, and even though I hear GP complain that it's rough and uncomfortable all the time, it still somehow gets along the line, so they might just not be telling the truth with that. A lot of people say this ride could be getting RMC'd soon, and I do not think this is the case. I do think it's a possibility, but I don't think it will actually happen, at least for a few years. One of the big reasons I think this is Six Flags never really likes to invest much in Six Flags St. Louis, and I don't think they'd want to spend that much on a project. If they're going to give us a new coaster, they'd probably want to do something cheap like a free spin or a kiddie coaster. They also probably would want to give us some more family flat rides. Is even though we have a lot of them, that's what they've really been liking to give us. So I think that they'll definitely give us some more of those instead of RMCing Boss. But I definitely could see it happening more in like 8 to 10 years instead of in the next few. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, go and give it a like. If you didn't like the video, go and give it a dislike. If you want to see more of my videos, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to let me know your thoughts on the video, leave a comment. Thanks for watching.